he had where he went and a halo over his head, but he treated me really, really nice at our breakfast and at the first half of the game. Second half he wasn't very nice. He turned them loose on us, and they had pro players, future pro players sitting on the bench that couldn't get it in the ball game. That's how deep they were. We weren't that deep.
Kristen,
Yes.
taking a step back, how did he travel back and forth from Austin to Martinsville?
Oh, he said, how did you get back and forth between Austin and Martins Mill when you wanted to go home? And
Ask him if he knows about a good right thumb.
did you hitchhike all 4 years?
Well, I caught some rides later, but the first couple of years I did.
Wow.
But you don't get to Martinsville good hitchhiking, and I spent all night on the highway a number of times, and so had some scary moments.
Yeah.
And I would never tell my mother and dad how scary they were. They'd take me. They'd probably get me out of school.
Can you tell us about one of those scary moments?
Well, I'm in Waco. In Waco,
I'm already scared.
you're already scared. I'm in Waco. I get to Waco, and it took me a long time to get there. But I finally get there around 1 o'clock, and there's a kind of a shopping center on the right, and highway Feeder Street is, and then the highway going to where I want to go is kind of right down to the right of that, and it was Saturday night, and it was a minority community drinking spots all around, and there I am. I'm standing out there, and I'm highwaying, and all this stuff going on all around me, and I'm looking, but I don't know what's might happen, going to happen, and finally. It was 3 o'clock in the morning, or a little after, and two guys drove up in a car, and they stopped and told me to get in, and so I'm opening the door, and I'm gonna get in the back. They're both in the front. They won't let me in the back, and I put it back, and I'm getting nervous already because they make me get in front with them, between them, and I want to go to Corsicana. And they said that's where they were going. I get out where we're supposed to go to Corsicana, they go straight. Now they're taking me to Mahia, and I didn't want to go to Mahia, and they were so drunk that when we would approach, I see up there a bridge, and I was just praying. It was 3 in the morning. Seldom do we see a car, but those bridges, here we were be approaching that bridge going like that, and I'm just praying that we don't catch that bridge. And we got to Mahia, and they put me out, and I got a ride on a couple of bales of hay over across Malakoff, Texas. And I get to Malakoff, and it's raining. Oh, it's raining. I'm soaking wet, and there's utility type places along the way, and this tractor shed was on my right, and I can't get a ride. Nobody, not any car. And so I'm gonna try to get dry, or at least get out of the rain. And so there's a big old tractor there, and it had a nice looking soft seat. And I said, that sure would be a nice place for me to sit down and rest a while. I crawled up on that seat. I hadn't been there 10 minutes. Here comes a guy with a flashlight, and he wants to arrest me for trespassing and all that stuff. I explained to him. Needless to say, I was late getting to Martins Mill, but I did get there the next morning.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's an adventure.
Yeah.
What was the most memorable game for you that you played as a UT player?
Most memorable game? Good gracious. Gosh, that's just so hard to say. I suppose Baylor. I always scored good against Baylor. Baylor was a good game for us, and plus the fact, you wouldn't believe this, but when we played Baylor. Baylor had a bear. You know, they are the Baylor Bears. They had a bear. They brought that bear to the basketball game and gave it, I think it was Dr. Pepper. They gave it Dr. Pepper, and it was messing around over there on the side. So we were well entertained. If the game wasn't any good, they could watch the bear.
Dr. Pepper sounds like not the right thing to feed a bear.
I guess Waco was the home of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Still, it seems like the wrong thing to feed a bear. I'm just saying.
You don't want to ask the Aggies about how to capture a bear. They got it worse than we did, or I did. They captured it from the campus there, because it stayed right on campus
Yeah.
in a pit, and anybody could go up and see it and mess with it if they wanted to. Well, a bunch of Aggies got it. They stole that bear, and they got it and put it in the car. And they hadn't gotten far outside city limits. That bear had torn the upholstery and everything, and they brought the bear back. And they were happy to get rid of it.
Did not work out for them.
Did not work out.
The last question I wanted to ask you about your college career is what Jason said here is that you graduated in 4 years with a master's?
No.
Okay.
I graduated 4 years.
4 years and then a
with
master's.
degree, and then a master's. Started it at Texas and finished it in North Texas.
Okay.
After I got out of the Army. I was in the Army for a couple of years.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then let's transition. Do you guys want to take a break? Do we need to do anything?
I'm good. Or how are you doing?
I'm
Are
good.
you
You
feeling
doing okay?
good? I mean, I feel like the energy's still up. The answers are good.
blowing smoke.
Yeah, I'm happy to just keep rolling through if everybody else is.
That's what we're trying to get.
Well, there's a lot of smoke.
Jason, did you have something?
Yeah, the last thing, the story about almost getting kicked out of campus.
Oh.
Out of the university.
You almost got kicked out of the university off campus?
Oh, it was what would it be? It was my freshman year. And like I say, all the student athletes that were on scholarship met at the same time for meals. Well, also the coaching staff of the various sports, they could also eat there if they wanted to. Well, many times our coaches would partially to check on their people, but partially to get a free meal. And so they'd come over there about 5:45, meal, the doors opened at 6. They'd come over there at 5:45 and sit there a little bit, watch their people come in. If they went in, then the coaches would go in and sit and